Hey guys, Tonic here. Today at E3 we just got some pretty big news about Fallout 76. We have known that we will be going to a new map for some time now, but we didn't really know what map that would be, and a lot of people really seem to assume it would be the Capital Wasteland based on a few photos and leaks and things like that, but we actually just got confirmation that we're going to Pittsburgh. Now, we have actually been to Pittsburgh before in the Fallout universe. In Fallout 3 there was a DLC called the Pitt, and it quickly became a pretty big fan favorite of Fallout 3. It was a very unique DLC setting, it was a really cool storyline, it was about a raider-dominated city, and there was a whole entire thing about this big disease, and it was killing all the slaves, and they wanted to try and cure it. And it winds up that the cure for this disease is actually in the blood of a baby, and you kind of have to decide to kidnap the baby and give it to the slaves, or you can actually work with the slavers and make a cure for this disease. And there's a really big moral dilemma there, and it again just was a pretty big fan favorite of Fallout 3. Everybody really liked that DLC, myself included, and it was a ton of fun. So I am very excited to go back to the Pit, but a very important thing to remember is the big time difference between Fallout 3 and Fallout 76. Fallout 76 took place in the year 2103, and Fallout 3 took place around the year 2277. So if you take the difference there, we're looking about 174 years in the past is when we're going to be visiting the Pit in Fallout 76. So we don't even know if there's going to be raiders that control the whole thing. It seems like we have Troggs there. It does kind of look like there's a Trogg in the trailer, and Troggs are basically people that were poisoned by that disease that kind of just took over the entire city of Pittsburgh. So I'm not sure if we'll have Troggs, I'm not sure if the same exact raider tribe will be there, and honestly the city could be in a completely different state than we saw it in Fallout 3. And also, one more thing to note while discussing this future DLC is that the settlers from Foundation are actually from Pittsburgh. You can often hear them saying that life in West Virginia is much better than the Pit, and there's also a few things in the lore about them traveling down, and they do carry along a lot of the slang from Pittsburgh as well, some of the words like hoagies and things like that. So there is already a little bit of history in Fallout 76 that does relate to the Pit. Now that we have some of the already established history of the Pit out of the way, I do want to take a look at some of the things in the trailer that I noticed and as well as some other people on social media noticed. Number one being that it does seem like we are going to have Troggs, which I think is very interesting. There is a scene in the trailer where you can kind of see a hand of a dead body and a Trogg just rips it away really quick. It does kind of make the same noise that you are familiar with from Fallout 3. So my instant guess is a Trogg, however we don't see it, so it can be maybe an earlier form of a Trogg or something along those lines. Now, I watched this trailer about 5 to 10 times, and I did start noticing some things also. I did notice that the Pit-Boy is very noticeable in that scene where it gets dragged away. It really wants you to know that there is a Pit-Boy on that character, so it does lead me to believe that maybe there is a vault in that area, or that there is something on the screen that they want us to see. So I tried to zoom in onto it while playing, and I again did notice that something did seem a little bit strange of the Pit-Boy icon there. So I ended up going into it and I ended up screenshotting it, and I am sorry I couldn't really get the YouTube time bar out of the way. However, it looks like a Pit-Boy character, a Vault Boy, sorry, is kind of like leaned over with something grabbing it from behind. And on the bottom there you can clearly see that it's a weapon and a helmet there on the bottom, so that's very standard. But the center thing where you would normally see the Vault Boy with his arms and legs all spread apart, it seems like it's something else completely different. So that is kind of the first thing that I noticed that seemed a little bit strange to me. But then going onto social media, I also saw some other people talking about how the vertibird, is it crashed or is it not crashed? It's clearly landed, it does seem landed. I originally thought that it was crashed, but after looking at it, you can tell that it's landed. So it seems like these people were going on a mission to do something. And that also does revolve into the next theory as well. Who are these people? A lot of people just instantly believe that they were Brotherhood of Steel based on a few things about them. However, the more that you look at it, the more that it kind of gets confusing, because you do have someone in there with a Pit-Boy, you do have some people in there with different outfits, it looks like some Mountain Scout outfits, and then even the pilot does have an American flag on his side, and none of them do kind of show any Brotherhood of Steel insignias. And so as I am actually editing this video, the head lead of Fallout 76, Jeff Gardner, did just post this on Twitter. It says, "You folks sure are watching this a lot," with a winky face. So this does lead me to believe that there are a few more Easter eggs in there, or even it might just be the ones that we just talked about. These are the only things that I could really find so far that I found interesting. However, if you do find anything interesting or you think something is a little bit out of the ordinary, for sure let me know down in the comments below, because I would love to hear all of your theories. Now, before I end this video, I do have one question that I would like to leave you with, and that it's kind of been on my mind the entire day since I've seen this. I'm very interested to see on how this actually works with traveling there, and I don't mean like if we're taking a boat or a vertibird. I mean, can you go there as the entire server? Can the whole entire server just travel freely? Is it a whole different world that we have to load into? Is it an instanced area where only you and your group can go there, or is it just a single player area where only you can go there? And then that also does lead into, can we build our camps there? Can we open up vendor shops there? Can we do all these things that we can do in the normal world there? It is definitely something very interesting to think about, but besides all of that, I can 100% say that I am very hyped for this. The hype levels are unreal. I am so stoked to go back to Pittsburgh, and I hope that you guys are pretty stoked too. This is pretty huge. We've been waiting for this for a very long time. If you haven't watched the trailer yet, I will again put it down in the description. On the end of it, it does have the release date, or at least the time frame. It's expected to come out next year. It's not going to be coming out this year, so we do have a little bit to wait, but I'm honestly okay with waiting because this does seem like it's something worth waiting for. So thank you guys so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and as always, a massive thank you to all the channel members: Citizen Girl, Chad at Fallout 76 Podcast, Timothy James, Death93, Heather Henderson, Yosevated, Patrick Ruda, 23 Icefire, Jay Smith, Argent Deer, Bazo Double Frying, Ice Cream Manny, Chris Decker, Robert Kennard, Theodore, Captain Awesome, Digital Aardvark, Lone Samurai OG, Diathan Gaming, Christy Mellon Schwitz. You guys are amazing, I love you guys, and have a good weekend.